So I'm just going to get this out of the way and say that this is going to be more of a discussion, opinion take type video on episodes rather than a standard episode review. I just kind of want a more get my thoughts out, and I just want to project my thoughts and opinions on these episodes, from the mind, from the noggin, rather than just reading off a script. It just feels more natural and more genuine, especially when discussing a new series on the Pokemon, in the Pokemon anime, which, FYI, if you've been living under a rock, the new series is out. I don't know why you're not watching it. You can pretty much find it on any streaming site like GoGo Anime or 9 Anime or something like that, so go watch it if you haven't already. Also, obviously, I'm going to be going over spoilers. I mean, I'm literally talking about the episodes, so I really do not want to see comments being like, "Oh, DeAndre, you're spoiling the episode." Why are you on this video knowing that this is me discussing the episode when you haven't seen the episode first? Go watch the episode, then come back! Several things occurred in these 2 episodes. Too much to digest all at once. It suffices to say that it's a strong beginning to a fresh story. Premiere episodes normally don't have much room for filler, so I'm not expecting this to be the norm as it goes on. The portrayal of the Pokemon universe here is the first thing I want to talk about. Seeing the Pokemon universe brought to life both in terms of how the Pokemon live freely in the wild and how they mix with humans is one of the main reasons I watch the Pokemon anime, in addition to the battles, characters, and adventures. It's one of the reasons why I'm not overly devastated by Ash leaving like, many other veteran Pokemon fans, because the Pokemon universe will continue to exist even without him. So the first episode opens with the typical "Welcome to the world of Pokemon" opening, featuring a few glimpses of various Pokemon living in the wild. But the existence, or the coexistence I should say, between humans and Pokemon is what I believe these 2 episodes do best. We witness a Machop helping to load luggage onto a bus in the first few minutes of the episode. Then later at the school, we get to see many kids with their partner Pokemon, as well as various other Pokemon assisting the teachers and administrators. Several of the Pokemon were also seen, assisting the crew on the airship in the second episode. I really hope we get to see additional interactions like that in the future, since, once more, it's stuff like that that makes me appreciate watching the Pokemon anime. Now let's talk about the main girl herself, that being LIKO. My initial opinion is that the way we discuss LIKO and her progress will be very, very different from the way we discussed Ash, but that's a good thing. This is due in part to their roles in the plot, as well as their different personalities and perspective contrasts. LIKO is at the core of something much larger than herself, and realizing what she plays in that will likely be essential to her future character development. She doesn't have a lot of agency at the moment, but that's okay because they made it very clear that she's in over her head. Since LIKO is such a charming person, I'm eager to follow her on her adventures right away. I recognized a little bit of myself in her social nervousness. Her disposition meshes perfectly with that of her Pokemon partner, Sprigatito, whose independence is gradually but definitely nudging her towards the right path of adventure. I like how their relationship offered a more original spin on the whole disobedient Pokemon storyline, rather than being overtly rebellious or hostile towards LIKO. Sprigatito just goes about doing its own thing, as cats frequently do in real life. In the first episode, one of the main plot lines was LIKO observing and analyzing Sprigatito's behavior in an effort to get to know it better. The second episode culminates with Sprigatito pushing LIKO to assert herself after we have seen them gradually grow to like her. I'm interested to see how their friendship progresses going forward, especially since LIKO will be saving Sprigatito in the upcoming episode. I'm quite shocked we already got a first look at what appears to be Terapagos this early on, but the mystery around Dependent is intriguing. It was entertaining watching the battle between the rising Volt Tacklers and the Explorers over Dependent. I also loved how this incident highlighted how careful LIKO is as a person, showing that she wasn't right away trusting of Freed's gang, and that she was immediately skeptical of Amethio. Speaking of the Volt Tacklers, they couldn't be fully appreciated at the time since there was too much going on in the first 2 episodes, but Freed is already turning out to be one of my personal favorite characters. Also, I loved the interactions between Freed and his crew, so much better than what we got with the interactions between Professor Cerise and his assistants back in Pokemon Journeys. In this premiere, the contrast between the first episode's grounded normality, in which LIKO was merely attempting to comprehend her Sprigatito better, and the second episode's tense action worked incredibly well. They blended perfectly together. It was much simpler to relate to LIKO because she was already at the center of the fight, even as the stakes rose. She and the audience are both confused at by what is happening. We have no idea what the pendant is, or what the true power of it is, why a Pokemon is inside of it, or who this Pokemon is. I mean, obviously it's some form of Terapagos, but we still don't know anything about it, or why these two groups are so interested in it, but we can comprehend the anxiety of someone getting caught in the thick of it all, and having no choice but to just stand there and wait for it all to just blow over. A couple more thoughts I have about the episode. I sincerely hope that the show's creators can maintain this level of excellence going forward, because the music and animation in these 2 episodes were excellent. I thought it was really sweet that they gave Anne an Oshawott. It kind of gave me vibes of like how in the games, your friendlier rivals, or your friends as you will, they typically have the starter that is weak to your starter. That's kind of what it gave me, like, how Hop, How, Nemona, all those Pokemon trainers, they typically, or Bianca as well from Black and White, how they get the Pokemon that's weak to your starter. I'm not saying that Anne is going to be a rival or anything like that, but I hope that she becomes a recurring character. It doesn't look like it, but I really do hope that she becomes one. But I'm just saying that that's the sort of vibe that I got with Anne here. Her interactions with LIKO were entertaining as well, particularly the way her outspoken nature enables her to overcome LIKO's social awkwardness. Captain Pikachu is amazing, that is all. The crew of the airship is made up of a pretty colorful cast of characters, including the Pokemon themselves, and I can't wait to see what the writers do with them. Lastly, it's quite logical why Roy wasn't presented right away, given everything else that was going on. Despite some early concerns that he might be replaced, but eclipsed, like overshadowed by LIKO, I'm pretty confident that he will play a significant role, especially since his whole character is that he has like the, we're not character, but his whole plot line is that he has the mysterious Pokeball, which is pretty much the GS Ball 2.0, which I really hope that we don't have another GS Ball situation going on here. I hope they actually stick through with it, which it seems like they will, but can't wait to see what that's all about. But yeah, I don't think Roy's going to be overshadowed at all. I think he's going to have an equal amount. Like, of course, LIKO is supposed to be like the new character. She's the replacement for Ash, and Roy is kind of like, Go. It seems like they're going to be doing like the whole co-protagonist stuff. So they're both the main characters, but LIKO has slightly a bit more importance. But I feel like I kind of am expecting Roy is going to have an equal amount of attention as LIKO does. I believe they did an excellent job all around. Without dragging out the pace, they were able to introduce LIKO, build up the primary plot, some possible side plots, and end on a strong note for the next episode. I'm very excited to see where the story goes because LIKO is so naturally intriguing, which honestly blends well for a character-driven tale. This is especially true if the story stays devoted to being extremely different from its predecessor. But yeah, I think it was excellent. This was an excellent series, excellent series premiere, I should say. Yeah, I had fun doing this. This was a experiment of mine where I'm just kind of discussing the episode with myself, I guess, discussing the episode with y'all, and just spitballing some thoughts I had about the episode. This was all not scripted, by the way. This was all as like my initial reviews are usually scripted. This was more, just off the bat, just spitballing ideas and stuff like that. Probably gonna have to edit this a lot because I do tend to ramble whenever I make these types of videos. And I know I didn't, since this wasn't scripted, I'm pretty sure I missed some other points that I wanted to talk about, but sometimes I get things in my mind and some of the minor stuff or important stuff, it gets lost there. It gets lost in the noggin here. But, if you guys have anything that you liked about the episode, be sure to comment down below. I would love to hear what you guys, thought about the episode. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna cut it. So, yeah, I'm probably gonna be doing this weekly every time a new episode drops, so look forward to that. I guess all that's left is to end off the video. So if you guys enjoyed and you guys want more of these Pokemon episode discussions, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share this video with a friend, all that standard YouTube stuff. If you guys want to follow me on my social media, links to those are in the description down below. I love you all, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Only good, Shill Army.